Alright, hello everyone. Hopefully this is streaming properly. It is the Rift City. Today we'll be talking about Equestria Girls. And for those of you that might be out of the loop, the Laserhawk, are once again the Rift City logo because someone has to stream through the Rift City account because that's how it works. Let's go down the line. Who would like to introduce themselves first? Oh wow, what a rip-roaring response.
Oh, I'll go first. Hello, everybody, every pony, everything. I'm Patrick Roby, and I'm a normal, everyday British person who reviews ponies and does weird comic skits and random stuff like that. I have to always do the intros first because no one's really brave enough to do it. But me,
Also,
I'm
just so you know, your image has updated on the stream. So if you want to look at Patrick Robert's beautiful face and his stack of ponies featuring a ketchup bottle, be sure to check out the live stream.
Yeah, that's a very old picture. If you've never played, it's a game called pony stacking where you basically stack as many ponies as you can before it falls over.
Okay,
That's what's happening in that picture. And the person to the left is very confused.
Yes, I would be too.
That would be something we have to try if we ever do go to a con together.
Also, everything has to have ketchup, so that's why the ketchup's there.
Yes,
please, no ketchup.
But not sponsored, of course, because we're so nice. We just give free advertising to whoever owns that ketchup brand. Yeah. All right. Anyway, who's up next?
I guess I'll go. 안녕하세요. I'm Blue Prism, and the fan of the channel that I own is speed paints, song covers, and eventually Overwatch comic dubs. Letting creativity bloom.
Cool.
I also play Jamba in my spare time.
Nice. All right. Next.
I believe I'll do mine.
Go right ahead.
Good every pony, Red Chaos here, and welcome to stream. As we were talking about, Equestria Girls, the first movie, of course.
Han, are you sure Laser's supposed to say that?
And that's fine. It's fine.
He can say if he likes to. I mean,
yeah,
not gonna complain.
I mean, this isn't America, but majority of us are Americans, and we have this thing about freedom of speech. Very patriotic. Go America.
Carry on, Brad.
I think I just said.
Oh, okay.
Said one.
Sure thing. Next.
Good, everyone.
I'll go then. Hello, I'm Remote Rider One. I'm just a green unicorn who, well, is pretty much absolutely nuts. I do both voice acting, writing, and editing. And let me tell you, doing all three at the same time while you're still in school is hard work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say that. I've got nothing else to say.
All right. Next up.
I guess I'll go.
All right.
Hello, everyone. I am Mirror Marvel. I do reviews on the Burnalysis and my own creations of craziness, which are mirror cracks. So, I can't believe we're doing the first Equestria Girls movie. Man, this seems like it's been a long time since I first watched that movie.
All right. Next. Wait, is Trent... Okay, there's only like 2 people left. Trent's Khaleesi. You guys are here, right?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay.
Yeah, go introduce yourself, because Khaleesi seems to be missing in action right now.
Okay, I'll say it then. Hi, I'm Trans Gamer, and, well, I got nothing.
Nice.
Sorry.
What an incredible introduction, man.
Sorry.
Amazing. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
I never actually had an introduction for my channel, so...
All right.
I don't really have an introduction for mine. I'm just trying to say what I write in my DA and all of that stuff.
All right. All right, I guess I'll go next because Khaleesi seems to be... No, he's here, I think. Give me that blank stare he always gives me.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. You're here?
I'll go.
Okay, sweet.
Introduction, people. I'm Kalisto. You already know who I am, mostly, kind of, not really. I am kind of overdue on my comic dubs, and I'm completely sorry for that. Well, hopefully in the near future, I'll try to upload more content. due to school and everything.
All right, sweet. And then I
Yeah.
guess there's myself, the logo. I am an all-powerful being, and
Oh,
they all.
hole in space.
Okay, yeah,
and-
I'm Laserhawk. I also have a YouTube channel. You probably haven't heard of it because I haven't made pony content at all, basically, except for 2 theories, which, as of late, have actually received a hilarious amount of criticism because people forgot that the books and comics aren't canon and keep saying things I mentioned, even though within the first 2 minutes I state that not using books or comics because they aren't canon. But oh well, that's just people's opinions. What do I know?
But
I
you
would
also
like to
have your art.
apologize.
Wow, you have your amazing art. Don't forget to mention.
I think you need to call it the amazing. It's just art. There we go. It's art. It's something. It's not Van Gogh. It's not modern art. Thank goodness for that. But it's art. It's something. All right.
Well,
Well,
I quickly apologize for something because my sister tends to barge in a lot.
that's all right. It's not like any of us here are more professional. So
Well,
I guess
the
we
world
shall
of
begin.
professionality.
Yeah, if we were professional, we'd probably have our own office space by now.
Yes, we're not professional.
But
All right.
anyways,
So who would like to go first? I was thinking potentially Red because Red's phone seems to have a time limit before it says it retires.
He can charge it. He can just charge it. He
Yeah, but he
does that now.
Before that phone explodes.
Tablet. God damn
Yeah,
it.
he's got a tablet.
oh, watch thy language,
Red.
Pat. Oh, Pat.
Oh hey, Red. Oh yeah, Red, tablet, and phone. They're the same thing. They're considered mobile devices.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Red, would you like to go first though? Because I know your device has a tendency to die.
Yeah, it does that sometimes, but who cares? Well, what can I say? The first Equestria Girls movie. In the words of Equestria Girls fan 94, which I'll have to use for this case because 94, this is a shout out to you, mate. Anyway, Equestria Girls would be hit and miss, but at the same time, I feel like it's kind of okay in a way. And I think it was okay, maybe because I like it, maybe because I like Demon Sunset Shimmer. Maybe that was the reason why the first one got me hooked.
All right.
So I think that was the reason why I watched. I think that was the only reason why I first watched the Equestria Girls, because not just because of the premise of the story, but I'm also like it's how it's set in Equestria first before we even know about the human world. So overall, I think I actually enjoyed Equestria Girls.
All right. Is there on a 1 to 10 scale rating? What would you give it?
Right, there's two. For professional reasons, I would give it a 8.
An 8. Okay.
For personal reasons, I would give it a 9.
All right. All right. Cool. I just like to go off of that. I think that the Sunset Shimmer thing was actually really interesting, though. I think I'm kind of glad that later in the rest of the series they sort of changed the designs for the villains, I suppose, because they spent more time on it. I think with the following ones, but seems like the Sunset Shimmer design they did for when she became evil was sort of last minute. All right, guys, we need something that just screams "I'm evil." It goes bat wings and sharp teeth.
I think after you finish Laser, I'll go next.
See,
no, I was
the
just-
thing is,
I think she knows
Shimmer
why.
didn't start as the greatest character.
Yes, I know why, Red. I know why, Red.
All right. Oops, sorry.
We're trying to talk over each other, and it's not very easy. Come
Yeah,
on,
it doesn't work
Okay,
well. in
I'll
these
go
calls.
next. I'll go next.
Alright, sure thing.
I would say for the first Equestria Girls film, I would say I was kind of mixed on it, really. Okay, because first off, it has a good story, but the way it was executed, it was actually not as good as I thought it would be. So I'm very mixed on what happened. So yeah, it's a good storyline, but the way everyone was portrayed and all, I'm kind of mixed on it. Like, I don't know how to feel about it, and even though and the usual Rainbow Dash, she's still not a favorite of mine, and I still didn't exactly like her in this film either. I would say Sunset Shimmer's demon form, it did look pretty interesting, I'll admit to that, but I'm glad they changed the designs of the villains later on because they look much better. And yeah, and Snips and Snails, they were annoying. They were pretty annoying, as usual.
Aren't they always? Like, that's the rule. We just need some annoying guy stereotype.
And I did like the moment. I did like the moment with the CMC. Remember the part in the CMC in the library? It looks like they're on YouTube and all. That was a funny moment.
Right.
I just love what was going on there. They read hate comments and they're like, "Oh, best thing we've ever seen. Okay, let's do some comedy."
About that scene, some sources would say that they are subscribed to Saber Sparks' channel. Only limited sources have found this out through years of research and professional scientific discoveries.
And also, since even Twilight, she's not exactly a favorite to me, even in the show. In Equestria Girls, the first film, I do actually like her. I do like her a little. But it doesn't change my opinion on her. But I have to say the best Equestria Girl was who'd be the best one? I think Pinkie Pie or Applejack would have been the better ones of the film. And at the scale of 1 to 10, I give it about a 7 or 6.
All right. Before we continue, you guys know you're allowed to talk, right? You're allowed to add commentary to other people's.
Yeah, but there's not much for me to say at the moment. I'm just like nodding.
Okay, it seems like everyone is trying to avoid talking over each other, like it's the plague.
I don't want to be discouraging, and also don't want romance to slap me again.
Excuse me, I'm right here.
Sorry.
All I was just doing was finishing up my notes that I have.
No, Robert, the only thing I would do is push you, and that's it. I'm not going to hit you in the face.
You say that now, but you'll say different things when you.
Sometimes I do it out of instinct. Sometimes I do it without thinking. There are times someone annoys me, and I slap them, and I don't realize until afterwards, and I go, "Oh, geez, did I do something?"
I'll give you the ketchup later. But still, anyway, I there's a bit of a weird thing about the Equestria Girls films, and I've seen some really going into my own tangent here, but kind of it's a very interesting thing. People forget where Equestria Girls came from. Now, where was I would ask you all a question. Where do you think the first instance of Equestria Girls was in the show, completely of all MLP?
I have my mic muted. I'm smart. It's a Hasbro toy idea. Clearly, it's all to make money. This is Hasbro. Let's be honest.
One thing I forgot. One thing I forgot to say. You remember that people were not too happy with the flashlight ship going on.
Yeah.
I would say with this film, I actually like the ship and I like the romance in here because reasons. I just know if Pat-Rex was here, he'd probably just go say what.
I mean, in this first first movie, it sort of made sense, but like as time went on, since the show staff were like, "Oh man,
yeah,
we need something better."
Flash Sentry didn't feel important to the story. I mean, when you first saw him, you thought he'd be important, but then turns out he wasn't really.
Yeah, he got kicked to the
curb.
Applejack
of the MLP movie.
Ouch.
Wish. It's true.
Well, the MLP movie discussion was last week, so unless you have a TARDIS to go back in time to join us for that, I'm afraid you're gonna have to hold your comments. No, we're not making TARDIS noises right now.
I just had a bit of a voice
My
crack,
country,
so
none of
hold a
you
moment.
actually remember the most important thing.
Un moment,
Back
s'il vous
in
plaît.
season 1, after season 1 ended, Hasbro showed a little teaser, and it was called Equestria Girls, which actually mentioned the fandom. It was the first time the show ever mentioned the fandom. This is
Yeah,
true.
because
And
a
it's a
lot.
little song, and it was called Equestria Girls. Now, the idea of Equestria Girls actually comes from the fandom because at the time, a lot of fans were drawing ponies
Yeah, that's
as humans.
Yeah, Patrick, can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
Like I said, I think this came from a lot of fan arts. Boyce did mention this when he reviewed Equestria Girls too, I think. That the reason Equestria Girls came to be, it's a lot of fan art that we draw like the main six and everyone as humans, which really is a good idea.
You know, there was criticism with Equestria Girls after the first film. There was actually criticism that girls were like, "Oh, this is gonna make our daughters go anorexic," that sort of thing. And I'm like, why aren't you doing the same with Barbie? It does the similar thing. So why does just
High Monster High.
But the thing
Oh,
is,
yeah.
Equestria Girls was placed at the wrong time, really, when you really think about it. Because when you really think about it, time-wise, Equestria Girls really is the middle point between two of the most important things in the fandom. You have Twilight becoming an alicorn, which literally happened right before the film. And then you have the season 4 premiere, which starts a new arc for MLP, which we'll get on in a future stream and we'll talk about in the future. And I won't go too in deep for that at this moment in time. But let's just say the Equestria Girls sits in between. You don't even have to watch it to have the links, but it's there just to make sure you go, oh, so Twilight can't actually properly fly. And Twilight has this adventure, but it's not a necessary adventure to understand season 4. But it does help make season 4 a bit better as well. So it's not like a major thing, but it does actually help.
It's not
its
not
own
required,
thing.
but it's like a nice little dessert, we'll say, after the season finale.
It's basically what I want the MLP film to turn into. Basically, its own thing, like the Star Trek films or what, and so on and so forth. If you get the idea.
Yeah.
And the thing is, how we got this fan idea of ponies being humans, and so on and so forth, and then it gets turned into a film. People complain at it, but over time, I think people started to, I would say, accept it or slowly get into it. Not because it was amazing. It just was the standalone good stuff. I think people were complaining because it was something different, and they had so much difference. It was a bit weird because they had Twilight becoming an alicorn, they had now Equestria Girls. They thought their show at the time
Is my voice coming in clear?
Yeah,
When
it's
season
coming
4
clear,
came
Blue.
along, it was like, no, this show is going to be good because of these changes, and it's going to even be better because of these changes. And everyone's like, okay, we're okay with it now. And pretty much, the film was the stepping point from going, we've changed, to let's go with this change and let's go into a better thing. That it's basically one of the building blocks. And even though some of the things in the film aren't that great and don't really hold up anymore, I still respect the film for what it tried to do and what it gave us in the fandom. It's given us Sunset Shimmer, who wasn't that great in this actual film. She's decent. She's got good villain parts, but she starts her character here. And then it's built up through the other films and other things, and that's what makes her such a good and interesting character. This is her starting point. It's kind of like Trixie. Trixie's first outing is awful, but she's so good in that when you see her now, you see the building blocks to what she is now and what greatest character she is. Same with Starlight Glimmer, same with many other villains we have now.
Yeah,
Dang,
yeah,
that was a really good recap of where Equestria Girls came from. But
no, yeah,
would you like to elaborate a bit more on the film?
Sorry, well, I just wanted to say that because I thought it's very.
Yeah, I know that's really interesting. I'm just saying, holy smokes, that's really
also,
amazing.
and Equestria Girls is also a film. Is at least one of those films that I like from a TV series, and along with the MLP movie, just other ones. Not exactly.
The Equestria Girls, in the nicest way, is weird filler. And I'm not meaning that in a bad way. I don't hate the film, but I'm not going to go, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm not going to say this is good.
Yeah, you're not saying it's good,
fine.
but you're not saying it's bad
It's good
either.
for what it did. It's cliched as heck. It's cliched throughout.
It is cliched as heck, and usually I don't mind cliches at all. It depends what they are, really.
But the reason it's cliched is it spends a majority of the film introducing Twilight into getting into the mirror to begin with and starting the conflict. That's about 1/8 of the film. Then it's got to introduce the school, which is another third of the film.
Oh, yeah, and I think
it can't really get. It's still it has to do its conflict, its villain, and everything else. So the fact it got all that and other things into the film and still turned out pretty decent is actually quite a accomplishment, because it had so much to introduce and make sure that it was you could understand where it's going. Because if it was just instantly into the cafe scene, you'd be like, what am I watching? What is this? What am I going to? What is happening?
Capitalize off of that point you made. I think that you're saying things were like they spent a lot of time on some things and had to speed through other things. So I can definitely see complaints about the pacing of this film. But
badly paced.
You have to be. I think it's pretty impressive they were able to do what they did. One of my complaints when rewatching it was definitely the pacing. It's show up Crystal Empire, it goes meet princesses, go straight to sleep even though it's clearly broad daylight, just so that they could advance the plot. And then it's
yeah, guys, can I point out a tiny little reference Pinky did?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you pointing out a Transformers reference? The most obvious reference. Totally not obvious.
To be fair, it was kind of obvious to hear if you have grown up with Transformers or if your parents were into.
Proceed, Red. Proceed.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot, guys, for saying that, because I was so hyped when I heard the Transformers noise first time in the movie. I was like, oh my god, did they?
They do own it as Hasbro.
Yeah, well, yeah, as they say, how good toys get stick together.
Yeah, and I remember when I first heard about the film, I remember when I was watching Mr. Winter's review on it, and there is definitely the cafe part where he wasn't really too pleased with the cafe part with Flash Sentry and Twilight, and I was just thinking to myself, yeah, that's actually it. I don't find the stuttering thing with a crush as a kind of a cliche, because that actually happens in real life.
Well,
Trust me, I have had it
in
before.
real life doesn't make it not a cliche.
I have actually had it
Cliches
before
are
where
based
I'm
off
like,
of
oh,
silly
there's
things
this.
in reality.
I've actually had it where I'm just like, oh yeah, this nice guy. What should I say?
Oh, you got to see me when I was in the moments a couple months before me and Laser got together.
Aww, adorable.
It's just very interesting about that film. I talked about how the show changed. This film is kind of a weird summary of not just Twilight's change, but also the fandom's change. And the Twilight's journey is the same journey as the fandom at the time. They having something they know and having something so different to accept, because going through that portal is a representation of Twilight gaining her wings in a weird way, and and accepting that change and just moving on, because the fandom had to accept this new change that came upon them out of nowhere, really, and the new world it brings. And Twilight going through a similar kind of journey, and it kind of is very, very similar parallels when you really think about it. I don't know if many people would actually agree with me on that one.
Actually, I kind of do agree, because
Okay, let's just move along. I think she has to.
Sorry about that.
Oh, there we go. That's all right.
Like I was saying, yeah, it is true. For me, this also relates to sometimes when you join the fandom. Like when you first join the fandom, you are unsure. You don't know how this works. You're scared and confused. Like Twilight, we are just trying to figure out the world too when we go through the portal, which for us is like joining the fandom.
It's a whole new world.
Alright.
It's a whole
wait.
new carpet.
Patrick, could you try
We're
this?
Equestria Girls, not
Wait,
Disney.
Gonna get taken down.
Patrick.
And so, oh birds, we're totally
Well,
going
make
to
pull that up,
die.
Maddie. Ohara, shut up.
Patrick. Okay,
Sorry.
Patrick, can you try to do like a super short summary and then give us like a 1 to 10 rating of the film?
The film is just average as heck. It's a fine film. It's just very forgettable in most parts. The villain is fine. It's good. There's Twilight and her friends are good. Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy, like in most films, are exaggerated to the point of a bit of a joke, where Fluttershy is overly kind and Rainbow Dash is just like awesome all the time. But I mean, Fluttershy isn't too bad. I would just say this is about like a 64 out of 100. It's like it's
64. What the hell kind of rating is that?
I just do it as a
64
set.
out of 100.
100 because it lets me do more better scores. But 64 out of 100, it's averagely okay, but nothing special. It does what it needs to do, but nothing blows out anything out the water.
All right. All right. Who would like to go next?
I guess I'll go.
All right.
So I liked this movie pretty much, but there were some moments that I didn't really understand, or they were just kind of meh. But there were also some fun moments that I liked. For example, we know that the first 10 or so minutes, we have to remind the audience that this is a My Little Pony movie, which, forgive me for saying this, but
What?
Huh?
giant
What?
toy commercial.
Did you say character introduction? Character introduction. Character
Character
introduction.
introduction!
This is a
Or I'm
journey
assuming.
into
But
money.
anyways,
Loads
I'm the
of
funny
money.
one.
back on to what I was talking about.
Anywho,
After we get done with all the whole royalness stuff, Twilight's apparent can't tack. Long. Just trying to get comfortable.
Anyway.
Oh, that must
Ugh.
Are you okay? We can come back to you if you need a tent to something.
No,
No, that's
he was referencing the movie, babe. They you not remember when Twilight got her wings? She was trying to get comfortable.
Oh, okay, wait, that
We've
thing.
got
Right.
discussion on how
Yeah.
Pegasus get used to wings when they're younger.
Duct tape.
In the next part, after we zoom back into the castle after this whole remix intro, convenient villain entrance. I had to pull the SNL gag. Well, isn't that convenient? Also, macaroni aren't anyone. And also, where did the mirror even come from? Kagami.
Oh, well, actually, if you look into the MLP lore, Star Wars Swirl probably made it, because he literally just throws his garbage into other worlds because he can't be bothered to deal with it himself.
Also, you really think I'm able to
oh,
make that mirror? Trust me, I would love to have that ability. I mean,
No. He was talking about the mirror in the show, and I'm saying that Star Swirl odds are made it because that's where he throws all of his junk.
Does
I
that mean if you
know.
walk through actual mirror, does that mean you turn it all into humans?
Anyways, moving on.
Let's all find mirror mother. We walk through her, we turn into
No.
ponies. She is the mirror to the room.
That does not sound legal.
Nope. Yeah, no.
Excuse me while I just sit here and knit.
No. Please continue.
Anyways, after the whole portal stuff, I find out this. Flash is literally the only one to, and I quote several on this, have human decency.
Yes.
For those who are unaware, I'm a high schooler myself, and only 3 people have helped me out. A band student,
Usually
varsity
I don't
football
understand
player,
why he's got so much
and
hate.
a rocker. A cheerleader walked past and said that she was sorry that I fell, but it wasn't her fault. I fell downstairs going from Japanese to the bus lot.
Sounds
And
fun.
on-
Ow.
So I can relate to Twilight on that level, only knowing that only a few people had helped her up.
Yeah.
Anyways, some fun gags that I liked were like the random cheer uniforms, which was just hilarious. Literally, random sweaters out of rare adhesive back end. Seriously, does she have this Victoria's Secret pocket there?
That's why I steals all of her designs from actually people who are talented, and then Hasbro manipulates them to make them to toys.
Oh my god.
Also, Sunset, Snips, and Sales. I'm learning Photoshop, and I can do it better than you guys can.
Well, I mean, like, let's be honest. If they used Photoshop, like, the only reason they could prove them wrong is if, like, the lighting was off or something. Or you could just, say that Twilight could have just said, "Hey, I have 5 eyewitnesses saying I wasn't doing this. Let's be honest, guys."
Actually, the whole part where Sunset's saying like, "Oh, look at the gymnasium, it's been destroyed," and then she's framing Twilight for it. What if Twilight was a regular student at that school? Would the principal would just go, "Wait a minute, Twilight wouldn't do such thing," like that sort of thing? If Twilight was a regular student, she had been there for a while.
Well, I think the problem really was, if we're gonna get into the debate of whether or not she should have been a regular student, the real question is, why are we letting kids off the street walk into our buildings? That's just walk around, "Oh, do you have a name? It's Twilight Sparkle. Do you have legal, documentation to back it up?" Nope. And you see the principal looking cross-eyed, seems legit, writes down her name.
Anyways, now moving on to some gags that I really liked. For example, the great and powerful Trixie needs some peanut crackers.
Oh,
I love that part.
oh yeah, this actually leads to a good moment in Alice for Gag where Doc is like, "Does this mean Equestria Girls is coming canon?" No. Ah.
Which, fun fact, that actually happened yesterday at school.
Huh. Interesting.
Then we had microchips coming to the fall formal as Psy, and even dancing Gangnam Style.
Oh yes, there is that Gundam style, because someone had to do a 2012 meme because he wanted to feel important when animating this.
Although it wasn't the first time Gangnam Style was referenced, it was referenced in Magical Mystery Cure by Spike when he tried to entertain the audience.
No, that was the Pennywise dance.
Me.
Are we analyzing
Oh, yeah.
You get that reference, you get a high five.
Oh
Then
yeah,
we
and
had-
also if Celestia Luna knew Sunset Shimmer was a bully at the school and she told them something was being destroyed and then she was framed someone for it, why would they believe her if they know she's a bully? Because usually if you know that they're the school bully, would you go, "Okay, look, I don't buy your story one bit," that sort of
Oh,
thing?
that's
Most
what
teachers
I
completely
did.
flipping useless.
Well,
Well, then again, teachers are portrayed as pretty useless in films because every time there's a school bully, they don't do anything until the end and just go, "Okay, you're expelled."
actually,
No, it's pretty accurate to life though, because most teachers
Wait,
are actually
you're-
pretty
you're
useless.
trying to say something.
I have a theory that, like Sunset, when she's
She
talking,
was blackmailing them, Mayor. What'd you say? That's what
No,
Sunset
she
did.
did-
She
just
just
let her
blackmailed them.
finish.
let me finish. I predict
Okay.
like when Sunset's around teachers or principals, she acts kinder, but when she's around students, she beats mean to them.
That does explain why we've never seen a student go up to Celestia and just go, "Miss, Sunset just hit me," that sort of thing. I guess that explains why we never saw that.
Yeah, well,
As I was about to continue on. Then we had Twilight Who Can't Dance. Great reference to that one MLP episode I can't remember the name of.
Well, let's be honest, if you're not dancing with the same legs you usually dance with, I could see some problems with that.
I think he's referencing. Oh, I know the episode. It's the one where Rowdy sings her favorite.
Wait, and he dies.
Yeah, now I remember. Thank you, Mir.
You're welcome.
The YouTube spoof. Then we had Tsukasa Bell. For those who don't know, Tsukasa Bell. Okay, I have to go off a little bit of topic here because I have to explain what the heck Tsukasa Bell is. In the 2007 anime known as Lucky
Oh,
Star.
if it's an anime reference, this is gonna take like an hour to get through. Can we like?
No, it's not going to take long. In the intro,
It's not
Tsukasa's
wrong.
really doing a cute little dance.
Huh.
Sweetie Belle is seen literally emulating that dance.
Okay, so basically, one of them was a anime fan. They're like, it'd be funny if I animate Sweetie Belle to dance like an anime character.
Oh no! The horror, the shock.
Then we
What
have
would
the
our
whole
children do
issue
when they see
with
an
saying
anime?
Sunset's CV name.
Huh.
I usually say his CV instead of VA because her name is Rebecca Solichet.
Huh.
But say it really fast, and then
Speaking of the CMC, since they're in the high school, would you think they're about 11 or 12 at this point? At that
Well,
point
they have to
in the
at
high
least be
school, then
13
why are
to
people
14.
saying? Then why are people are saying that they're 8 or 10 in the show when they're clearly in
Maybe
high
they're
school in
different.
Equestria
Maybe
Girls?
maybe they're different ages. Maybe the ponies in the question are different ages to the humans.
Probably, that's probably it.
Well,
Because
and
the
don't
main
forget-
characters look like they're in their 20s in the show, but they're more teens in Equestria Girls. That is going to get confusing.
But there is
maybe because people,
when
humans
Lord
and
Faust
ponies
developed the original
age
show.
differently.
No, yeah, wait, Patrick, there's a point to that. You see, when Lauren Fausto originally developed the show, the ponies, like the main characters, Twilight and the main six and all that, were supposed to be in their like 20s. So, and Lauren Faust had never intended there to be Equestria Girls. So when Equestria Girls was created, this totally smashed any way we have to tell their proper ages because Lauren Faust's claim would no
There's a
longer
possibility
hold
that they're
true.
both correct. They
It
could still
could
be
be an
taking
adult
ponies
education
in the
center.
Equestria Girls world and still be 20-year-olds in Ponyville.
Or
Often
instead
doing
of
that.
high school, it could be
they're both different.
college.
They're separate universes, so it might make sense that they are separate ages.
Yeah, but again,
They're not the
but
same
still,
characters.
it's all speculation. There's no rock solid evidence is the problem.
Anyways, back onto my little thing I was saying. And then, of course, we can't forget about Pinkie Pie's summary. You're from an alternate world and your pony princess there, and the crown actually is a magical element that powers... Tongue twister.
You don't have to repeat it. We remember.
Squeak.
We all know that Pinkie Pie was probably became half of the fandom's best pony after this film.
But anyways, to quickly wrap stuff up, Fair Girl definitely had to be either Twilight or Rarity. Rarity because adorable, and Twilight because adorkable.
Oh,
Favorite
dear.
song was definitely a three-way tie between This Is Our Big Night, Strange New World, and the Cafeteria song. Best ship, the Jessie J song was performed in Pitch Perfect 2, Flashlight.
All right.
And
Yay! Don't hear Pat. I think Pat Rex has heard that now and he's going to go get us. Blue. Let's hide.
No, I have not seen Pat Rex in the chat, so I think we're safe.
anyways, the clique I'd be a part of would be like the Fashionistas or the Rockers as a musician, and I also into fashion. And for my rating, 7 out of 10.
Thank you. Okay. Next time, just respond in English, then we'll get it much faster. All right, so we got 7 out of 10. Who would like to go next?
I guess
Popcorn Calicio.
You don't. Okay, this isn't like the Hunger Games. You don't nominate people to into the gauntlet. All right, it's volunteer.
Okay, but like I said, I guess I'll go next.
All right, go right ahead.
Okay, so this has been a long time since I've seen this movie. My thoughts on it. Back in the past, I do love this. I do actually like the idea of this, and I am glad that this became a thing. The positives are that we get more expansion into the world. Mirrors are used for special skills, which I might want to try out someday. And this, and then there's, and I love some of the music in here. And for a personal thing for me, because when this movie came out, luckily a lot of people analysis reviewed this, and because of this, I'm at Golden for this, Tune for this, and KP for this. So I'm at a lot of analysis, so I am thankful that this movie came out because I wouldn't have met these awesome people.
Interesting.
The downside is Sunset. Now looking back at her, it's like, oh my god, you know how good of a character she becomes. Like, oh god, she's so bad.
Oh man, you're so one-dimensional.
If I have to rate this movie, I guess a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. All right, that seems to be the average. All right, I think our last two people to go is either Calicio or Trans. Any takers? Tick tock. I mean, there's not really a time limit, but I'm just gonna say people are gonna get bored if we sit here for like 5 minutes.
I think that everyone's forgotten one thing about the film. The
What's
songs.
that?
What?
The songs.
Well, you see, that's the thing, is that like the only memorable song was
the cafeteria song.
Was the cafeteria song, and the reason for that, I think, it was the only diegetic song. Silver Quill's mentioned before, music in MLP can either be diegetic or non-diegetic.
Does anyone think if there should have been a villain song in Equestria Girls?
I don't know. I think they were too crunched for time, and there's really
Besides, Rebecca Shea is a great singer.
I agree
and she's
more
the
with,
voice actress of Sunset.
I agree more with Mistress Mr. Enter. Basically, you can replace the songs not sung by characters by Phil Collins songs.
But yeah.
Okay, every time someone says Phil Collins ruins a movie, I'm just gonna go, look, the only thing you blame that ruins a film is writing. That's it.
I mean,
No,
that's not
more than
true.
you
You
can
can
blame.
really mess up a film with shots. Like the director for Star Wars, there's a person called the Jovenshire, and he was really afraid when Star Wars Rogue One was coming out. Sorry, not J.J. Abrams, but he was really scared about when Rogue One was coming out because the director was notorious from his production in Godzilla. He did really bad shots in Godzilla. If you've seen Godzilla, the more recent one, not the 2016 one, but like the 2012 one / 2010, I think. I can't.
No, it's 26.
2016.
26.
No. Okay. Oh no. Yeah, okay, wait. It was 2016. Like the shots in that weren't good, at least in Jovan's eyes. So like, shots can really make or break a movie.
Is there a fish in the room?
No, it's not. It's red, but I think his audio is being janked up.
No, I'm just saying, don't take a jab at Godzilla 2014.
It's 2014. Well, no, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying that the shots in it, I haven't seen it myself, but I know that I've seen clips and stuff, and even the trailer shots weren't too great. So if you go into cinematography is really important to films because if you don't get a good shots, really help set the atmosphere for each scene.
But as I said in my Chaos Roundtable review, the best movies we've seen so far, Godzilla 2014, when I went to see it, was actually really good.
All right.
Han, I don't know if it's just me, but I hear crackling when you're talking.
Yeah, again, it's Red's mic. It's just because it's not super.
Because he's using a tablet. That's what.
Well, I think it's not necessarily it's a tablet. It's the fact that the tablet's not super great, which I don't blame you because buying equipment's a pain in the butt. I should know. I've spent over a few $100s on equipment. It's
same. But yeah,
anyway,
do you guys actually like the song, the cafeteria song, or do you think?
Oh, I really enjoyed that. And after
really
the song, I was I was humming it and trying this thing. So I enjoyed that song, but it was the only memorable song. Again, I think was because it was diegetic, meaning the characters themselves were getting into the song and were singing it. Unlike all the other songs, which were just in the background to help advance the plot, this one people got involved, and it was way more.
While I like the
memorable.
cafeteria song, while I like it, I have not listened to it all that much since, really.
I listen to it now and then. I do sing it a few times, but it's not the best MLP song, but it's a nice MLP song.
But again, it was
not every MLP
new.
song has to be.
Sorry, but I have to do. I'm sorry, but my favorite song, not just from the first one, but
No, we're doing strictly the first one.
Yeah, I know, but I do have one favorite from the set from Rainbow Rocks.
Well, everyone agrees the musical, and I think everyone can agree the music is significantly better in that one just because they put more time to it, and the entire film was music centric. So
Yes.
I'm just gonna say as the
there would have been fire on Earth. There would have been fire on Earth.
I'm just gonna say that as the Equestria films went on, the music got better.
Again,
I don't want to tick off any fans or anything, but I always thought the Legend of Everfree music was better than Rainbow Rocks. Really, I know fans are going to get me now. So
yeah, it's all right.
I
Again,
need my weapons.
I think
For their Friendship gains to have the better music.
Come to my channel after this time. I think I have an armory full. In case something like this would happen.
Okay, we're just gonna move on, I guess. So, Transreclusive, any takers?
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, sweet.
Because
Thank you.
you're welcome. The reason why was because you did mention one thing I was going to actually say was about the cafeteria song. I actually did enjoy the music as well as what was going on in the cafeteria at the same time. But
those fan shoutouts, am I right?
Huh?
The fan shoutouts in that, I think they spent. I think what makes that song the best song is they clearly spent more time on it with that song.
Also, would it have been nice if Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon got at least a line in that film? We only saw them in the background. That was it.
Also,
don't
who
become
carries
good
their guitar
characters.
around school and
They
gets
don't
away
become
with that?
good characters till
Stolen.
significantly later.
Rowberry, the people that go in school with guitars are rock stars. Duh. What else?
They're in the jazz band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or just musicians. Also, we have 2 Calicios, so let's just be
Oh,
aware of that.
Calisio's been doubled. One's a
All
changeling,
right,
so
whatever.
let's get them both.
Trans, could you please continue? Sorry for the interruptions.
The part about where I'm going ahead a little bit, but I'm going to go
That's
back.
right. You just talk as freely as you wish.
Well, I'm going forward a little bit and then back, but the one part that was actually good was when they had it where Pinky actually told what Twilight was actually trying to say. And here she had actually said everything spot on. And everybody's like, no, that can't be right. And all of a
He's
sudden,
like, oh
it's
my god, this is the most contrived excuse of all time. And then it turns out to be right, and then they all look
And
at
she also
Pinky and
predicts a future film.
Actually, to
She
be
does. She does.
Hey, I kind of like that as well, considering that I'm thinking she was part of the writer's board for it.
Oh, wow, Doc.
Mira, that does not sound related to the Equestria Girls.
Oh, sorry, just looking at something. I did not mean.
Alright, were you gonna add a comment? You sounded like you're trying to say something.
Oh, I forgot.
You
Yeah,
got
okay,
distracted
that's
by
alright.
a dog, didn't you? You professional person, didn't you? You're a
Alright,
very
Pat-
professional person.
Alright, anyway, Trans, please continue.
Well, it was funny though. I mean, Spike finally pops up and says about how that it was spot on.
Yeah, pretty much spot on.
That was pretty good. But
Yeah.
the reason
Spike
why,
didn't have many great lines, but that was probably his top line.
well, see, I actually liked that part. But the one thing I really didn't like is when they had the competition for the crown.
Alright.
It sort of reminded me of like having it where it was like a smear campaign.
A what?
A smear campaign. You know, when you when people are going in for being like going for presidency in a way.
All right.
I mean, you have it where there's this one person running for it, you know, all nice and everything, while you got this other one trying to drag the other person through the mud.
Yeah.
Totally not related to any other political events that have been happening in the last few years.
Oh yes, of course.
Totally
Not at
never
all. Not at
happened.
all. Anyway, supposed to stay away from political bias, but
That's why I said
We don't want to cause any controversy.
There's
Yeah,
a double Felicio again.
I think that sort of goes like the one thing I don't like about school elections, and this happens with at my school, like, you know, most schools have like, you know, like class representatives and a student council and stuff like that, or at least my school does. And the one thing I don't like is, okay, student council, anyone can join that wants to join, which is good, because then the intelligent people will try. But the thing I hate the most about like school elections is that whenever people run for president, it isn't a question of whether or not you are a good candidate. It's a question of whether or not you're popular. And that's why I think you can sort of see that in the Equestria Girls is the only reason Sunset Shimmer wins is not because she's a good leader. Not at all. It's only because she's favorable with the other people.
She's popular.
And by favorable, I mean blackmails everyone.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with modern day politics.
Not at all.
Totally not.
Not at all, Patrick. No. I don't know what kind of
Donald
analogy
Trump.
you would try to make.
I mean, also, when it comes to like that prom stuff, you know, who's gonna be prom king and queen and all. This is one I've never had it, but I don't really like it at all because you know the next time, like it's like the next day or something bad's gonna happen to the one who just got crowned queen or king. Yeah, and that kind of happened in Equestria Girls like a few minutes or a few seconds after.
All right, yeah. Trent, sorry again.
It's all right. Just pointing this out, though, I did like how they had the part of where Twilight had to learn how to be like a human being and everything. I mean, it gives you a sense of having it where you got to learn new things rather than keeping it simple, you know?
Yeah. Because this was definitely, if you ask me, a huge change in her day-to-day life, where she lost, appendages.
Yeah, her freak out moment.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, I'm an anime.
Actually, to be fair, Twilight was a kind of an human.
Yeah,
If it happened to me, I wouldn't be. I don't usually freak out if something like that's gonna happen. I would be just like, okay, something feels different.
Actually, for me, I kind of am used to. I would be used to it, seeing how I already know how humans vlog things to a lot of vlogs and a lot of people.
but like, even if you watch people do it, watching is not the same as doing. Like, you have to learn the balance. But anyway, we're getting into some interesting territory. But back to the film.
For me, I was just gonna say that I was gonna give it like a 7 out of 10 because it was pretty good, but it didn't have very much of a good start. I mean, it seems like when you get a little bit towards midway, going towards the end, it seemed like too obvious and not really actually anything.
It's not interesting. It gets boring.
Yeah, I mean, she destroys the school, ends up having it where she's handed an item to actually repair the school and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you honestly think that they're really gonna have someone do that?
I mean, from Equestria's child labor laws seem pretty, insane. So it makes sense that the Equestria Girls universe would also have stupid, insane child labor laws. So,
but either way, she did a good job in the second.
She did a good job. It looks like the exact same assets were used later in the second film and previous films. It's as if she broke into DHX and copy pasted the assets right back into place.
We do not steal here at Rift City. We do not support.
We do not endorse stealing at the Rift City, but we will say that stealing is something that happens, and if you benefit it, good for you.
No, thank you.
All right. Anyway.
Also, have you guys seen the thing I posted in the comment section?
No.
I am not looking at the moment.
Excuse me, Patrick Brewery, we are trying to work here.
I'll check it out.
It's related. It's related. I'm just saying.
All right. Anyway, Trans, please continue.
No,
if you have further comments.
No, all I said was I got a 7 out of 10 for it.
7 out of 10. All right.
Yeah.
And Felicia, are you here this time?
Oh, forever hold your peace.
All right. Would you wish to share your thoughts?
I decided to wait till the end.
We are at the end.
I mean, other than myself, but I literally have to stay here. I'm the only one that has to be here.
Please stay.
All right.
Who needs you?
All right, sure.
Right.
I'll give my thoughts on the movie then. All right. I remember seeing the movie as soon as I heard the first about the trailer. I was actually pretty hyped about it because it was actually the first time we seen these girls turning into only Twilight went to the portal herself to get back the crown. And well, yeah, I was actually hyped for it, but as soon as I saw other people's reactions, most people like it. Most people hated the film because, well, it was like Blue mentioned, a huge merchandise buy our toys thing.
Well,
And
people have viewpoints. Like, either you like it in the middle of a fence, or you don't like it at all.
Isn't that something like some of pretty much everything? You either like it, you don't like it, or you're in the middle. That could be that could describe loads of things.
Yeah. Again, here, Felicia, just.
I just found out there's someone in the poster comment at 402 who's Raven Mad, aka Blue Rave.
Huh?
Oh, that's cool.
Anyways,
Go
yeah,
ahead, continue.
yeah. All right. Anyways, I actually, sadly, I heard that there was going to be like a limited movie release. I want to see it in theaters, but sadly, it didn't play at my theater. So I was thinking about going to another theater, which is like out of my town where it is. But instead, I watched the. Okay, that was the only time where they had the leak online.
Mhm.
So there's only one good thing that I can give those people who made the leak online. So I'll be able to watch the movie. So I did watch the movie, and I thought it was good. And yeah, most of it was actually it was pretty funny at most points. Some of the references from the show, I did kind of make like a little chuckle at it, but
Mhm.
yeah. So the flashlight shipping. Oh
Hot
boy.
topic.
I'd say okay. Again, what Blue said, I can appreciate that he's like helpful, like helping
Mhm.
Twilight up. Yeah.
He's not like
But
bad guy.
well, that's true. He's not a bad guy, but he, to be honest, I'll just say he was kind of meh in the movie.
All right. Yeah, he didn't do a whole lot. He was there, but and did a couple things that
Yeah,
were
I mean,
key to the plot, but nothing. I think that anything Flash did in that film, anyone else could have done.
yeah.
I just did
So,
4 quick saves.
Oh, especially under. Oh, I don't know. Mind control.
Red, are you saying
That's-
something?
He said something about mind control, and
Yeah, that's not what the stream's
that's not
about.
until the
Maybe
second
some other time.
that's not until the second movie.
oh yeah, the
Well,
the
there was
mind
mind
control.
control. There was mind control in the
There was mind control in the first movie.
Yeah, I just said that.
Near the end.
All right. Anyway, Calicio, please continue.
Yeah, and Sunset Shimmer. To be honest, I did like her in the whole movie.
All right.
Yep, and her design in demon form, it was actually I'll be honest, a good enough design
All right.
for like
Honestly,
something.
don't hate it as well.
Yeah.
I find it indifferent. To be honest, I like Midnight Sparkles more because of how cool it looked.
All right.
So yeah, and the character designs, I would say, for the whole movie and the human forms, I was kind of like questionable about it, but I say I did like the character designs, even though most of them have their names from the show and the same colors from the show as well.
That was actually an interesting thing. Like how does that work if your skin color is the same as your pony?
Well, I mean, I think we don't really have the right to judge due to the fact that we are looking at ponies that literally have the rainbow in their hair.
And they have
Mhm.
butt marks.
Yeah, really. We lost the ability to question the logic behind their designs when Lauren Faust said, "Hey, here's a pony called Twilight Sparkle with purple hair, a purple mane and tail with highlights and a butt tattoo." We lost all rights to question designs from that point.
Actually, the hair is not purple. It's indigo mixed with purple and magenta.
It can also be called purple, so we're gonna call it purple for simplicity's sake.
May I ask the question, the most important question? Who wore it better?
What?
Who wore it better? Which character wore their clothes the best? Who
What?
wore it better?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's
Well,
saying
which
which characters. He's saying which character had the best outfit design.
Yeah.
Probably
Better.
Twilight. My only concern about Twilight, if you look at her boots, they literally have no heels. Like, what the hell? She's gonna fall backwards.
Actually-
There's no problem with boots with high heels.
I'm gonna say
By
Applejack.
what I could tell with Twilight's outfit, it was actually supposed to be representing like Mary Jane heel shoes, because Mary Jane heel shoes tend to have like 1-inch heels.
No, but there
I-
was no heel was the thing.
I thought Applejack wore it better
It, like,
because her
Maybe the back of the
outfit seemed
foot,
to suit
it
her.
curves up, but then it doesn't make it. It curves up, but then doesn't touch back with the ground. So
Well,
she
they
literally has
have
no
shoes
heel.
called gravity shoes.
She does look fabulous, darling. She looks fabulous.
Okay, if we're talking had good design. I like Sunset's first outfit. I like Sunset's outfit in this one, but I do actually like her upgrade design in the third movie that she gets. Like that one, I consider the better design of the main 6.
All right.
Let me just say, Applejack is looking fabulous in that outfit. She is going with
Oh boy.
stylish with the hat. It is looking fabulous, darling. It suits her to the ground. She's got the suit and everything is matching. It is gorgeous, darling. It is so fabulous. It's like rustic and
Here Rowberry goes being all fancy and all as usual.
Yeah, it's sounding like a rarity.
Yeah, he's a male version of Rarity. I think he sounded like that.
I'm gonna have to say
I
Fluttershy wore it
it's a
best.
Gokwan impression. You make Gokwan. I don't know. I don't Chinese.
My reason being why I say Fluttershy wore it best.
Oh, I like.
Well,
Is it cause she's best pony?
no, it's because her outfit has a bit of a natural color scheme. Plus, I just love the fact that she has like 4 petticoats underneath.
Yeah, I do like Fluttershy's
Considering
outfit.
she's the
I really think best design was Rarity, really.
Yeah, I did also like Rarity's design too. The
And
only
I'm
one,
not saying that. I'm not saying that just because I think she's best pony.
the one I didn't like that much. It's Sunset. No, not Sunset's Rainbow Dash. Is like you
Well,
totally.
let's be honest. It's a rainbow. Those are really hard to accessorize. They're
No.
already so colorful.
No, with the skirt. Rainbow Dash is somebody who I feel shouldn't have been wearing a skirt.
I think everyone
Scootaloo
agrees.
didn't even wear a skirt. Apple Bloom didn't wear a skirt.
As the song goes, why are there so many songs about rainbow?
Because rainbow is like okay. Some of the first
Because
Bernie
she's best pony.
merchandise of all time was Rainbow Dash specific, like a shirt that literally just says Brony and it has Rainbow Dash. She is basically, despite the show being more
Are you
towards
just saying that
Twilight,
because it's literally showing in the chat?
Hey guys, my mom would like to say hi.
Hi.
I to a random
Hello.
person, I have no idea. But you're only saying that because I'm literally wearing it in the photo. The Rainbow Dash, the I Am Brony shirt.
Yeah, again, she's super iconic, and she's basically the cover girl of the fandom.
Easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl.
Oh, brother.
All right,
Nice.
Felicia, are you done sharing your thoughts?
Almost.
Alright, go
The
right
picture on that show actually gets replicated in a future episode.
Let's finish Felicia's thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But I would say this movie, personally, I thought it was actually a good one, despite everyone giving it like a bunch of hate at all because of it being a whole merchandise by our toys movie, and saying that.
Yeah, people have got to actually keep accepting that if something's based on merchandising, don't start hating it just because of that.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, and that's the majority.
Like I don't
of just,
care.
that's
Like I don't care if
everything
it's
these
based on
days.
merchandising. I don't care if
Everything's
it's based
based
on
off
merchandising at all.
merchandising. Everything's
Exactly.
It's just when
merchandising.
it's just when someone complains and I don't care about merchandising,
Yeah.
I'm like, for goodness sake, have you not noticed that almost every film does this? Get over it.
Did you not hear what Yogurt said?
Yeah.
It goes, merchandising, where the real money of the movies are made.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that is such a clever reference and well done.
All right.
Yeah. But overall, I thought this whole movie was actually a good movie, and I think I definitely recommend it for some others who would like to see it. I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
All right. Whew, okay, now it's my turn. All right, so my personal opinion on the movie would be I like my first one of the most noticeable things when watching the movie for the first time and then going back to rewatch it was definitely pacing, and I think it's probably one of the biggest complaints. when people were first watching it, because it's like arrive at Crystal Empire. Why? Because Crystal Empire is a new thing, and we really have to make money off these assets. We spent like 12 years on them, please. Then
Well,
it's like
at the time with the show barely used transitions.
yeah, and then there was the whole thing where it's, you know, funny references, and then spawning a popular Bronies React meme. Oh, it's that time again. Character introduction.
Oh,
Like, and it's true though. The character introduction is so obvious. Fluttershy makes sort of like a depressing comment right off the back. Pinkie Pie's joking around, and then Rarity is all about, oh, where's the tiara? It's so sparkly. And then again, the character introduction it's so obvious. And I don't know why they had to do it, because the only reason you watch this film is if you already like the show. That's like the only reason you would have watched this film.
So
Then
it's
they
not
go,
like the MLP film where you
yeah,
could.
the MLP was made. The new movie was made to draw greater attention to the show, but this film was banking on the fact that people were coming from the show to see it. And
Which
then
you-
there's the whole like they go to meet the princesses. Literally gets like five. The princesses get like a total of 5 lines before it's off to bed. Who cares if it's midday? You need sleep because you obviously stayed awake the entire train ride.
Which do you think is the better way of going around and making a film? Is it better to try get more fans into the franchise, or focus on the fans that are already in the
Yeah,
franchise?
you see, that's the problem. When you like, if you do the beginning of a series, the beginning of every series should be draw as much attention as possible, and then from further on, after sequels should always be based on the existing audience you have from those previous films. But anyway, the pacing was really quick, and then it's like, oh, there's a person in a dark robe who just happens to know where Twilight is, what the crown looks like, all these things that aren't explained. She gets away. Why? Because, I mean, she sort of stole it at night. People were sleeping. And I have to congratulate Twilight for getting out of bed that fast. I can tell you right now, getting out of bed is like a half-hour process for me. I mean, like, it...
How is it a half-hour process?
Okay,
How can it take that long?
It's because it's called I wake up and lie in bed because I don't want to get out of bed. But
Lazy kids.
Razor, all of us wants to just stay in bed and relax.
I know, but anyway, it's just like I gotta congratulate Twilight for like, and even that early in the morning or like waking up from a nap, I'm not like making smart decisions.
I'd just like to say, when you're in bed, like your crown's been stolen, you're just like, I'll get it later.
Well, Laser, I kind of can relate with Twilight getting out of bed fast. Because in my house, we have a bit of an issue with smoke detectors that constantly want to go off at like 3 a.m.
And so does your school. But anyway, that's not the focus. So like gets out of bed, and then Sunset Shimmer escapes with the crown because this crown is bouncy as hell and like bounced all over the room and conveniently landed through the mirror.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah, literally, that crown was like, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.
And then it pings Fluttershy in the head.
Yeah, and then Fluttershy's like, oh, where the hell did this come from? This is some dark magic
language
crap,
laser.
right?
Language laser. We don't want to scar some of the younger viewers for life.
Poor young viewers, we've already scarred them. We showed them my face. I mean, that's scarring enough.
All right.
No, it's not.
Anyway, moving on with the thing. Again, that whole sequence is really fast, isn't well put together, and then the princesses try to explain the mirror, which is nice, but then it's more of an exposition dump, and then they're like, oh, only Twilight can go through because it upset the balance. Now, it would have made more sense if they said it upset the balance of the mirror, because a magical item probably doesn't get used often. It'd be like, oh, okay, one person walked through, pretty easy. Oh, crap, 6 people. Oh, man, this is a lot of paperwork. How am I supposed to file this? All right, so in Twilight at 7 p.m., then Applejack 7 p.m., 7:01 p.m. It's like, that's a lot of paperwork. If I were in the mirror, I'd be like, no, one person comes in and out at a time, all right? I'm not doing any more paperwork than I have to.
That's what he said.
All right.
What?
And then
One person can be only in and out of mirror. That's what you should have said.
even-
That's literally what you just said.
Don't even make those kind of jokes. That's inappropriate. And now this is PG calls, sir. Anyway.
There is one thing though.
Oh yeah, Trent?
Well, you said about having it where it be like one at a time. Well, what
Uh-huh.
about when Spike actually ran after her?
Okay, Spike is a freaking, like, he's minuscule, alright? He has very little mass to translate into a dog. Like, okay, we're, like, he went from a dragon to a dog. That isn't too much of a change. But we're going from a
That's
pony.
not too much of a change.
Hey, it's a smaller change than
Man.
going. It's a smaller change than going from a freaking pony to a human. Like, they have to redo the entire boat trip. I feel really sad for that mirror that has to like process all this. It's like, all right, uploading.
Oh, sort of like a makeover.
Oh God, yeah. But anyway, and then after they get through the mirror, I love it how things slow down a lot, because then it's like, let's be honest, it's a miracle that Twilight was able to adjust like and be calm within 24 hours.
Actually, Starlight was even more easier to get used to.
Okay, well, Starlight had heard about it, and that's the spoilers for like the newer series and stuff. The series they're trying to do, but still, like, she was more adjusted to it. But like Twilight was like going in not knowing anything, because even the princesses said, "Oh, it goes to an unknown world. We don't know what lives there. It could be." I mean, it could be the Lord of the Rings fandom. It could be the freaking anime fandom. We don't know what's on the other side. All we know is it ain't ponies. We don't know. There's some crazy stuff that happens on the other
It's
side.
not going to be the anime fandom in a million years, sadly.
Guys,
It was close.
I know, real quick, interjection. With the whole other side, they should have done Stranger Things. Get your hazmat suit in a metal cord. And just ride
No.
them through.
No, but anyway, it's just, I like how it slowed down from that point, because they spent time, because let's be honest, it'd take her time to adjust, so they spent time to teach her about the things, and though it had like really bad like it was kind of lazy. There was like the crowd, and then it was over. There's just going from different place to place, and then there was that song that no one remembers, where it's just a short transition to her trying to learn. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of memorable, but then it's like it takes time to do that, and that's okay-ish. She moves around, and then she bumps into people, which I did enjoy. Like Pinkie Pie, I think again probably was like the best performance in this film, just because she's like her normal self, but like with the limitations of human, but still bending reality.
Like they said in the movie, I think she's psychic.
Yeah, I think she's psychic, man. Because no, Pinkie, if she's psychic, then you're God, which is true.
Yeah, I like this. Like, that girl is strange, and I'm going to figure it out.
And then that reference to her living in the city and having a dog, I'm so glad that was elaborated. And it's like, what's really funny, I think, was in this entire new world, the most competent person is Pinkie Pie. She is the most competent. She's not Princess Celestia who goes like, "Oh, hello, strange person who I've never seen before, who I don't remember receiving any paperwork for transferring here. What's your name? Twilight Sparkle. Do you have any legal documentation or money to pay for your stay here? No, not really. Seems legit." Checks, writes it on the freaking ballot. Yep, Twilight Sparkle is now a student here. If anyone disagrees with me ever, I'll complain about it.
And
Hey, here's a theory. What if the actual Twilight in this universe was meant to go to that school to begin with, and that's why they automatically said, "Oh, you're fine because we think you're the actual Twilight."
Yeah, but
Robert,
the problem is that's complete speculation, and there's nothing to back that statement other than
Robert, guys, you think Celestia would have asked for like history files and all? Because you know that's what you usually do with the school and all. Students have to give like a file thing and all, see if you're good.
That's
for the
what I'm
school.
saying. Because do you have any legal documentation stating that you are who you say you are?
Actually, that's
maybe fake IDs, or maybe fake IDs are so well made in that world that they're considered not fake, but they are
Because
actually
she
fake.
totally presented an ID.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I am actually Patrick. They contradict herself, because we do know that Twilight in the third movie, Twilight wanted to go to a different school, but it was a private school where she can work by herself. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense if Twilight was going to Canterlot High and not
Maybe
do
she
one
had
single
options.
No, Patrick, you
maybe she
can't.
had
No,
both
no,
options
you're
up,
you're
and
not
then-
wrong. But this is complete speculation, and the only fact to prove this is that one scene. There's nothing else that supports that case. But anyway, this is not some freaking conspiracy theory stream. This is talking about the movie. It's
So basically, it is a conspiracy theory stream.
oh boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's just get on. Anyway, so then
Get
she
on
meets
with it, yeah.
she meets the other characters, and I find it interesting that like the characters don't get along because obviously it's like set up by Sunset Shimmer. But like, how the heck do you like impersonate someone's email? If you get an email or a text, it should say who it's from. So unless she stole their phones or their email accounts, there's no way she could have done that.
Unless she somehow got the phones when they were least expecting,
Again,
did
that's why I said
something,
either
put
got
them
their
in the
phone.
bag, or if
Or their
if we
email
don't know this, she might be a good computer hacker.
Actually, a theory I have is, this is from my own experience. If you leave your account open, some people can just look at it.
No, that's literally what I just said. Unless she had access to their emails and their smartphones, there's no way she could have pulled this off. Also, then Pinkie Pie shouldn't be able to show them her phone with a text that doesn't exist because it should be on their phone. But anyway, it's just that a scenario was built up. And I think it was just for the plot, so they had
Unless-
something to put in
Also,
there.
Twilight
something
portrays
flying out of
her
ice
in
sheet.
this film. She
Wait, what?
eats bacon and she eats hamburgers. She is a she's a
Actually,
meatball.
she doesn't eat a burger or bacon.
I don't think they show real meat in the show.
They do. They
They're
show
veggie
they
burgers.
show meat in the cafeteria.
She eats a veggie burger.
Well,
Like,
for
You,
Twilight,
you never
actually-
know. It
Wait.
might be tofu. Did anyone think of that?
Again,
Or Satan.
Rowberry.
but anyway,
Wait, Rowberry.
Yeah.
Where did you get the fact that she eats? Where did you even see that she eats bacon in the movie?
She literally eats a burger from which has got bacon.
that doesn't mean bacon. That's like saying a chicken sandwich means a burger. They're different.
Also, you think if they were eating
I
meat,
thought that was
if you
Sunset.
think Also, you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
if they
that
were
is
eating meat in
Sunset
that
Terror,
in that
actually.
film,
Yeah, I thought
if they were
Sunset
eating
Shimmer
like
was bacon.
But when I saw her hair, I thought it was a ring pop. But anyway, moving on.
also you think when it came to like them eating a burger or something, and it turned out it wasn't tofu, you think the fans would then start going, "This is cannibalism."
No, it wouldn't be cannibalism. It would just
Yeah.
make her an omnivore.
You know, overreaction, cannibalism, and then everyone's
not
like, "No, it's
cannibalism.
tofu, you idiot."
It's not cannibalism. They're not
Yeah.
eating horses. They're eating beef,
But-
which is anything out. But it'd just be omnivores. But
My little omnivore, my little omnivore. Ah.
We should probably get back to the review.
all right. Anyway, so to go on. Okay.
What is it? What did you say, Red?
He said,
Rowberry?
All right. Can we move on, please?
Say again. Like, get on with it.
Well, I mean, it's hard to understand you because the mic's so janked up. But anyway, let's
Yeah,
just
because I
move
can
on.
hear static. Because I can hear static hum.
Anyway, moving on.
He said, "Get on with it."
Yes, so allow me to continue. Okay, with the film, it's just the pacing's all sorted and it's clunky and stuff. They spend a long times a period on some things and shorts like bits of some other things. Like during the stealing Spike sort of segment, it goes Spike's stolen, goes down the hallway. Oh look, Trixie, because that was necessary. And then by the mirror portal, and one of the great points that was pointed out with that portal scene with the sledgehammer, wouldn't the sledgehammer just go through the portal and hit some sad soul on the other side?
Yeah, she
yeah.
didn't really. Yeah, she didn't think of that. You think she would think about like wait until the portal's closed completely,
Yeah,
then
so I think
smash
what a
it?
better threat would have been is I'll beat you with a sledgehammer.
No. The sledgehammer goes through.
That
the
would
portal.
hit someone
Sledgehammer
in the
goes
head.
through a
Actually,
rubber-
that
through a
would be
rubber
cool to
hammer.
see.
But
Because-
anyway, so
'cause
then
then-
there was the fight scene, which was kind of pathetic. It was just a sad version of Keep Away. Then when
Oh,
she beat
Calicia's
the
gone.
crowd-
Calicia's gone. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Calicio!
Well, you can't hear you. Anyway, then the fight scene wasn't great, and then apparently group hugging people makes a force field because logic, and just there were so many things that weren't explained in the film. Like, how did she know about the element? How did she know what the element would do? Just all these things weren't explained in that film. I'm glad that in the later films they had a bit more reasoning, but still, magic is, it's magic, don't question it.
But also another thing is we also get to see this is also where we get Pony Up.
Oh no.
Well,
The dreaded
God.
pony up.
well, if you actually
At least they
look
didn't eat
at
the
it,
mushroom
though,
to do it.
that actually looked a lot better than a certain episode.
Wait, I'm just reading a chat. Some chaos is going on.
No worries. At least they didn't have to eat mushrooms to get their power-ups.
Oh boy, that murder. Or rings,
Let's
you know,
suck up their
collect
enemy.
some rings.
Well,
Well, they're sucking up their enemy.
they later get necklaces.
Yeah, they later get necklaces, which is basically Duetus Machina rocks, let's go.
They are the chaos.
Hey,
They are the
Robert.
chaos
Hey,
emeralds.
Robert, if you
We
think,
use them
uh,
for our
Chaos emeralds.
powers and our needs.
Hey, Robert, you know,
or the
if
Infinity
Equestria
Stones.
Girls ever had someone eating like mushrooms or something, I think parents would then gonna start complaining, just go, oh great, you just showed a character eating shrooms.
Whatever.
Shrooms
But
are not.
I think
You
the
can eat
movie was,
shrooms.
like,
They're good for you.
Overall, it was fun to watch. It's not very good. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's still enjoyable. And for me personally, I joined the fandom when we were on. It was starting like season 5. I think season 5 was. It was either the beginning of season 5 or 6. Oh no, it was definitely 6 because it was Starlight. It was when I started watching the show. It was 3 episodes into season 6. And I was like slowly getting through seasons 1, 2, and 3. I picked up pace in 2 and 3 because they just got better significantly. The first season was probably the worst season. But then when I watched the first 3 seasons as fast as possible because I wanted to see what the movie was about. And then after I saw the movie, I was like, that was really interesting. Wasn't the best thing, but I really enjoyed it. And I was like, so then I watched through season 4 as fast as possible to then watch the next movie. And I did the same thing with season 5 to then watch the next movie. Like, I was really intrigued with the films because just the designs were different. It was nice to see something that wasn't like there was reasoning for why anyone couldn't do it is because they're the only people with magic. In Equestria, it's like, oh no, we have a problem. Okay, why don't you ask the thousands of unicorns to do something, the thousands of earth ponies, the thousands of Pegasus. No, let's have only 6 ponies do it because they're the only competent people in this entire universe. It was just like there was actual purpose to why it was the main 6 every time. It's because they're the only people with magic. I think, like in general, again, I'd say probably like a 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 because it's a fun movie and I would recommend watching it, especially if you're in the fandom. But it's not like top tier. I think the newest movie was probably the best one. The MLP movie itself was probably the best.
It's probably worth watching just to get into the other Equestria Girls films because they're better.
Yeah, because Rainbow Rocks definitely steps it up, and the other films continue to get better.
Yeah, are we ever gonna do a stream on Rainbow Rocks?
I mean,
Because-
eventually.
Maybe if the poll
that's the
says
plan.
it, maybe not. We'll never know.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait on that.
You know,
We'll
hopefully,
see.
hopefully it would be on a date where Lefty can be because Rainbow Rocks. It's rock.
Oh boy. Anyway, well, I think that's everyone had their turn to talk. So I think overall average is out to like a 7 out of 10.
The actual rating, since I found the mean, median, mode of it, it's a 6.975.
Okay, well that's not our rating. So screw those guys, whoever they are. They're probably smart people, but I don't care.
Actually,
this
that's
is Rift
just mean, median, mode of all of our ratings together.
what you media. Oh,
Guys,
How did they get that? I have no idea.
I don't
Nobody
know.
even
I think it was
said
because
I
of your
found the
BS,
meme.
because you're 64 out of 100.
I just categorized it as a 6.4.
Yeah, so it's your fault, Patrick. Blame yourself.
Wait, I put 6.8 by accident.
Oh, whatever. It's close enough. It's like a 7 out of 10 average, just about. Anyone else want to add any more comments, concerns, questions?
Not really.
Chat, do you want to ask us anything before I completely lose my mind?
Well, there you go. Have you lost your mind?
I mean, technically, I lost my mind ages ago, but like I am mentally like at the brink of like self-destruction.
Divide that.
Oh, please, babe, I will make sure you don't go crazy.
No, I'm already crazy. That's irreversible. I'm just like I'm like on the mental edge of falling apart.
Babe, I'll make sure you don't.
All right, get that duct tape
Stop
ready.
making me die of cuteness, you two. Sheesh,
All
every
right, then
time.
just leave the call.
Shall we do the outros then, or should we do outros and outro ourselves?
You can if you want, because I don't think there's any comments or stuff in the chat. I'm gonna look through
I'll
it just
check
because I
it.
know there was comments earlier about things.
Let's see, I gotta go. Jakey's back.
All right.
He's back.
I know there's someone in the chat that was like intrigued in joining, but they weren't able to. I'm gonna go check to see if I gave them the right.
Laser's making something to do with that, and Laser will work. Is getting on with that, so don't worry, Laser. If you're interested in joining, wait for Laser to upload a certain video, and then that will help.
Well,
you.
I mean, it's gonna be on this channel, so just wait for this channel to upload something. But if you are intrigued in joining, just for those that are like concerned about, if you want, just email the riftcity01@gmail.com. I believe it should be linked in some of our previous videos, the ones that are actually edited by myself. If you are interested in joining, start emailing us through that, and then I can sort of talk to you through the process, because we are going to release a video, hopefully with the new year, talking about joining the Rift City and some of our streams here. We just haven't got around to it because there's been a lot of delays and just people got sick. We just all dropped dead one day. It was like a month before everyone was recovered.
Everyone was dead, Dave. Everyone was dead. Dave.
Oh yeah, we were they were dropping like flies, and we're not even in the same country, half of us.
It wasn't I was dead. I was just traveling all over the state.
Yeah, Blue was doing important things with his life. I was sitting here I was chilling in my bed, just being sick, and then everyone else got sick.
Well, I did some work, but I still haven't really put out a review because of reasons. Hopefully I will be able to get that
videos.
I'm
the only one getting these guys to do any work at this moment in time.
I produce videos, but I've been focusing on this. But anyway, I think this is long.
I'm already done.
I'm just mirror cracks. Those are still considered videos.
Yes, they are videos. All right,
I think we should now do the outro.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. So, is it okay if I just announce you guys and go down the line?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, go on then.
All right, Blue Prism, what do you got to say? And for those of you that don't know, Blue Prism is an artist. You can check out his DA. But first, you'll want to go to his channel, which is linked on the homepage of the Rift City, just like everyone else's. So check out that channel. You can click Blue Prism, and then in his top right-hand corner, you can have a link to his DeviantArt. So be sure to check out his stuff.
And also, if anyone of us have commented in the comment section, in the live chat, you can just go to our channels using that as well.
Yes.
It's a double Calicio again.
All right, let's just move on.
Anyways, stay true to you guys.
All right, Calicio, would you like to do your little sign out? And Calicio is a talented voice actor and comic dubber and just all-around artist as well. Link to his stuff. Also, channel is in the side, so be sure to check that out. Calicio, any last words? Oh wow, magnificent. Silence. All right.
The amazing Calicio, everyone.
Calicio, round
Give
of
him a
applause.
round of applause.
All right. Mira Marvel is a talented video editor and just she's the fangirl of fangirls. And if you want to see her comment on Bernalis' projects and see Mirror Cracks and Musical Long Chain animatics, which I highly recommend, especially because it's Hamilton, but I'm just a nerd. Anyway, you can check out her stuff. Also. Here, any last words?
Check out my channel later on today. I am releasing another Mirror Cracks, but either that. Besides that, this is Mira Marvel, and I'll see you in another dimension.
All right. Patrick Roberry is also a reviewer, and he does clay modeling. As you can, well, actually, you can't see it right now, but he has a actual clay model that freaking moves, which is actually really impressive. Any last words?
Thank you for everyone who's been watching, everyone who's been listening, or everyone who's done anything during this recording, or whatever you've done, even if you haven't been listening.
Thank you for breathing oxygen. We really appreciate it.
But yeah, I also do improv videos. I do weirdly weird stuff, and I just if you name it, I've done it at this rate of time, and I've still got more things to come in a brand new series starting this Thursday with my new OC. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. I can't say too much, but we'll get some training done. But that's all I'm going to say. Hopefully you've had a lovely time listening to us, and hopefully you have a lovely day.
All right, Red Chaos is he does all sorts of things. He does talking about games. He talks about shows. He talks about comic dubs and stuff like that. Red Chaos, final words.
Yeah, thank you for watching the stream, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. And recently, I've been thinking about my next project, which is Blood of Rage, done by Shadowlord, and it'll be chapter 2 will be coming very soon. So I hope you guys really, really enjoy it.
All right, sweet.
Oh, hey, Red. Love you.
Gotta get one of those in the stream. All right, Romance Writer is a talented voice actress, and she does her own art, which thank goodness for that, because we here at the Roof City are not scum and copy other people's stuff.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly. We don't copy things unless it's me, because I copy people because I lack originality. But anyway, Romance Writer.
Laser, have you noticed every time I have a catchphrase, Lefty and Paradox are the ones taking it, and then they go, "Oh, I claim this is my catchphrase," and I'm like, "No,
anyway,
I say it first."
Last words. Come on.
Okay. Unless I want to say something stupid, stay in school.
Stay in school. Excellent. Words of wisdom. Transgamer is a talented video editor and does reviews of his own, and basically, as of late, has been doing some really interesting skit videos, which I highly recommend. Any final words?
Well, since this is Equestria Girls and not something like in Ponyville for like My Little Pony, I'll just say take care.
All right. Excellent. And then last but most certainly least, there is I, the Laserhawk, who you cannot see because I am invisible. I produce my own series, A Cup of Tea, where I just talk about mixed things. You can comment if you want me to talk about specific things. And other than that, I just make sort of videos where I talk to a camera because I lacked originality. If you want to check out my stuff, you can. I also produce art every now and then when I feel like it. And yeah, I think that's just about everyone. Unless, Calicio, you have any words you'd like to say this time? Of course not.
I was having some connection problems.
There we go. Okay.
Alive! Everybody celebrate!
We knew he was alive. He just didn't say anything.
All right, Calicio, do you have any final words you'd like to say?
No,
Magnificent.
I think it's. Wait, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't have anything to say, but yeah, I guess that's it. Well, yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah.
Everyone, it was worth waiting for him.
All right, here we go. So,
everyone, give it
thank you all for joining. If you have enjoyed, be sure to check out our stuff and other things we do. And we have a Twitter, so you can keep up to date with the other things people are doing in this channel, because I will trying my best to support the content that we produce here. Once again, thank you all for joining. We really appreciate it. And on Twitter, either today or tomorrow, there will be a poll for the next stream. I'm actually thinking of potentially doing a banter with the start of the new year. So please keep an eye out for that. Thank you all for joining. And that is it for today. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Danny.
Bye.
Bye.